And welcome back. I'm fighting the Queen Metroid, who has shown up in no other Metroid games. There are two ways to beat her, though.
Oh? Do tell.
Yeah. The first is, missile her until she dies.
Okay, and the other is?
Go into her mouth.
What?
And morph ball. And bomb her. Repeatedly. And I'm trying to do the swag second route.
May you die a death. Boy, I really wish there was a health. There is. It's way over here by a cantaloupe.
Eventually, you get into her stomach. And she gets really upset at you.
Yeah, I don't blame her.
You need, like, all the health packs or energy tanks to do the, second strat. And you have to, like, missile her mouth as she goes to bite you. I might die.
That's,
I think I'm gonna die.
is this right? This...
Nope. I didn't die.
You did it?
Neat. I did it. And for some reason I got a health refill. Not that it really matters.
I am not in a good...
Ah, baby Matrid!
So it's one she steals for Super Metroid?
Yeah. Don't worry, baby Matrid. I'll take care of you.
I'm your new mommy now.
Yep. And the music is nice. And that fight actually took way less time than I thought it would.
Yeah, of course it did. I don't know why you would think...
It's fine. The escape sequence is annoying. Because baby Matrid has to eat these little diamonds.
Yeah, you gotta let baby Metroid grow up, be good and strong.
Eh.
Thank you, game. I can tell I'm low on health.
Now I'm in space. Space.
Ow, spikes hurt.
Yeah, they tend to.
Thanks, game.
What did game ever do to you? Now I'm falling in space.
It knocked me into spikes that hurt.
Oh, I found Samus's ship. And there's actually like a little missile thing in there. Because you can go into the ship to get refills. Not that I don't think either of us ever would, but you know.
Because it's
you can.
way the fuck back there.
Yeah, it is. Now credit roll. Gunpei Yokoi.
Ugh. Okay, cleared a gamma with 12 life.
Dude, nice. I think I was close to that at one of the gammas.
Game, you said there was a health... There was a... There it is, thank you. Please work.
Yeah, it was that one. I was at like 20 life when I killed it.
I don't know how to get to that health regen, that health repack that's in the wall.
It's along the left wall,
Found
there's a
it.
hole.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm just gonna chill out in this orb and heal for a moment.
Seems legit. What's your missile count?
93.
Okay, you don't need the missile refill then? If you did, I would tell you where it was.
Time to go face a Zeta. Let's see if it's another white room one. Ow.
There's only one white room, Zeta. There's another white room Gamma in there as well.
This sucks. This is a room of spikes that is worse than the other room of spikes.
At least you don't have to fight Metroids in those rooms.
No, this is. Oh god, this is the actual, factual, full room, white room Zeta.
Oh,
There was the other one that had some sand, but not the full thing. I am.
that gamma is actually somewhat easy because if you destroy the white in front of it and just turn on missiles, walk up to it, you can just shoot it in the face for most of its health,
For the
if not all
gamma?
of its health.
Yeah, this is a Zeta.
Yeah. 2 hours, 3 minutes. That's less time than I thought. I get Samus in a tank top and bikini and panties for that.
Oh man, that Game Boy 8-bit render.
I know, right? I think above 3 hours, she just takes off the helmet. Above 5 or something, she just keeps running. And then above, like, 7, she just stares at you disappointed.
There, that Zeta's gone.
That's good. Yeah, I'm just sitting on the end now.
But you feel so proud of yourself for your accomplishment.
I mean, this game's not easy. The fact that you've gotten to and beaten some of the Zetas is pretty impressive.
It's better than you expected me to do.
No, I expect you to be able to beat the game. I just don't expect you to be able to do it nearly as quickly as I can. And I'm not even particularly good at the game. This game's just not easy.
Zoop. Zoop. No, I fell.
Like, beating this game, if you can do it in under 5 hours, that'd be pretty good. I'm thinking you can, given how far we are.
Let's see, I have 50 missiles. I think I can overtake on this Gamma. That'd be good. I've cleared 2 Zetas. I need to clear the Zeta before Screw Attack still.
Yeah, that's the third and final Zeta, I think. Seriously, there's only like 3 Zetas in the game. It's weird.
Okay, Spider Ball to my rescue.
Spoder Ball.
I don't know why all the beam weapons are just right there, though, so that's
In
something.
case you missed them, I don't know.
Well, at this point, the beams don't affect the Metroids, so
No. Ice Beam only affects the larva form.
the
And
bats
Plasma Beam is just better than any other beam.
for
Period.
straight up damage.
I mean, it one-shots everything? I'm gonna go with everything. The Ice Beam can't one-shot anything, because it'll freeze it before it kills it. Spazer can one-shot most things, but it has the issue of you can only shoot it once before everything has to go off screen or whatever. And Wave Beam is kind of bad. More damage than Ice Beam or normal Beam, but it's just really awkward to use.
Okay. That's all that. I think that all that's left is shit. There's a Gamma up top and a Zeta guarding Screw Attack, and I need missiles.
So if you go to the left of where the health refill is,
Mm-hmm.
that's where a missile refill is.
In that same little bubble, or like drop down? Or is it like on the ceiling in the other chamber?
So there's that like big building in the center.
Yeah.
It's along the right side of that building.
Okay.
So you can just like
Spoder ball.
space ball up or space jump up. Spider balling up is going to be hard because you don't have ball jump. You
Yeah,
won't
but
be able to
I
attach
could
yourself
do
to.
I could do it from the roof.
Yeah, from the roof is fine. There's another Gamma
on
on
the
the way
top.
down, but you don't want to fight that yet.
I already did.
Oh, you did? Then you should be able to get the screw attack.
The one I have to fight is the gamma at the way top, I believe.
The
I
one
already,
protecting screw attack?
no, that's a Zeta.
Oh, right. Oh, I know which one you're talking about. Yeah. The map in this game doesn't make sense, and it confuses me sometimes. I just have an intuition on where to go.
Wish I could have got that E-tank, but c'est la vie.
You can get it.
I'm not running through the dark room again.
I think we should cut this here and have you just, like, fast forward your video,
Yeah. So,
and I'll
like,
edit it.
Leg 2 of the race is done, and Prof's taking a commanding 2-0 lead heading into Super
Yeah.
Metroid.
I might just try to, like, 100% Super Matrid, just to give you a chance. I mean, I might.
You're so generous.
Metroid Fusion is much harder to 100%.
Metroid Fusion is just a harder game, period.
It's true. Well, we'll see you next time. I'm sure we'll talk a bit on thoughts of this game over Jama's fast-forwarded video.
Yeah, so that was an accidental discovery of the Zeta, so I'm going to do that in double time or whatever whenever that comes to be.
Yep.
Well, I beat the game.
Oh God! Let me just start this off with fuck this game, fuck this game, fuck this game, fuck this game. I hate it, and I'm glad to be done with it.
I like the game.
I know you do. You've said so repeatedly. You've said it a lot.
I don't know why people hate this game so much. I can understand why you hate it. You're terrible at it. But that doesn't explain why you don't hate a lot of other games.
I dislike how labyrinthine is, how sparse the save points are. Like, if we didn't use... Okay. I avoided using save states in this game because I typically like to play a game how it was made. The only time we tried to use it, spoiler, was between episodes when we'd stop recording and just as a backup.
Yeah, we
in case
save
something
stated
happened.
so we didn't have to replay stuff.
Um,
But neither of us save stated for... No, you save stated when you died once.
Yeah, and then I didn't have to for the rest of the game. But and one more other time at the way end of the game when I was sick of doing the same space jump that I'd done 30 times before.
Oh, at the very end in the giant room.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The
Spider Ball
game-
is helpful.
What had happened was I tried to spider ball, but then I caught a rounded edge and it dropped me off.
That's weird.
Yeah. But I don't hate the game mechanically for how it plays for the most part.
You just hate design decisions.
I do hate a lot of the design decisions. A lot of the design leaves a lot to be. It shows its limitations, and they pulled a how to invoke. They did a lot with a little, like Pokemon Red did.
Oh yeah.
But you can see where, like looking at it through the lens of modern game design, you can see where those patches are, where they just stitched it together as best they could, and where they applied a little duct tape and
Or
like-
WD-40, depending
lot-
on whether something was supposed to move or not.
like when you have to backtrack to that center hallway, sometimes it's confusing to know which way you need to go next if you've been in the other area for long enough. And while it's nice that they use a lot of the different textures for the different zones, when some of them use the same textures, especially when doubling back and looping through again, it gets to be a little bit of a pain. I'm glad we were able to play a bunch of the game before we had to start this recording, because holy shit, if I went in straight blind, this would have been bad. It would have been worse than it already was.
Oh yeah. There's a reason why I had you play it
Well,
some.
even when we lost that first set of recordings, helped too.
Yeah.
When my computer died. funnily
Yeah.
enough.
And
So
my computer died right before
right before the end.
right before we recorded this.
Yeah.
And then it's been a while since then.
Yeah. So I don't. Metroid 2, it was all right. It just had a lot of decisions that I don't like. It was a lot of things that I don't like. I don't begrudge people for liking it. I just think it's very.
You begrudge me for liking it.
Oh, that's because it's you. Straight up.
Yeah, I know.
Moving forward, next leg. Metroid, Super Metroid.
Well, I still kind of want to talk about the game.
Oh, you want to talk about Metroid 2 some more? Go ahead.
Like, the thing about Metroid 2 is, despite people's feelings towards the game, and I'm not going to say people are wrong for feeling that, because people are coddled by games nowadays. But the thing is, Metroid 2 created a lot of the design staples for Metroid games. Like, Metroid 1 was kind of something you could explore, but you basically had no idea where you were supposed to go. And in Metroid 2, the game kind of pushed you in the right direction, and I think that the lava was done to prevent people from going too far out of line, which I don't like. But it did push you in the right direction. And
Yeah, it's
a lot of the later Metroid games will do that.
a lot better.
Oh yeah, they do it better. Not
Better execution.
disagreeing with you there. But then, so many of the staple items show up in Metroid 2. Because Metroid 1 had Space Jump, or was it Screw Attack? It had one of the two. I think it was Screw Attack, actually. It had Ice Beam.
Mm-hmm.
It had Morph Ball and Bombs.
Right.
And missiles. I don't think I'm missing anything. Oh, it had the Varia suit, too.
I'm trying to remember. It's been a while since Metroid 1.
Yeah. It was a recoloration thing.
Yeah.
I'm using a new mic, and I have a mute button now, so if I sneeze, I don't have to cut it out.
Nice.
But then Metroid 2 came, it added Wave Beam, Spacer Beam, Plasma Beam. It added Space Jump, Ball Jump,
Spider Ball
Spider Ball, which
doesn't
has
ever
come back in
Oh, Prime?
like half a game, basically.
Prime game?
In the Prime games, it's not a Spider Ball. It's a Magnet Ball. That's why I say half a game. Metroid 2 added save points.
What, you
Because
don't
remember,
want-
Metroid 1 was a password system.
Yeah. Like,
It
32
added health
characters?
refill and missile refill stations.
right?
It added a ton of enemies that keep recurring. It made the Varia suit change how Samus looks. There's all these staples to the games that just came from Metroid 2. I mean, Super Metroid added some stuff too, with power bombs and super missiles and gravity suit, and then
Right.
beam stacking. But without Metroid 2, Super Metroid wouldn't have the all three of the beams. Wouldn't have a bunch of stuff.
What's interesting is that there's not really a functional in this game between Spazer, Plasma, and what's the other one?
Wave.
Wave. It doesn't feel like there's that much difference between those ones, apart from one can go through walls.
So Wave Beam can go through walls. Spacer can,
Isn't that the wide one?
yeah, it's wide. Which Spacer's probably the worst beam.
Yeah. And Plasma's
and
just the
plasma
strong
can
one.
go through enemies. Doesn't always,
Yeah,
but it
it's
can.
it's just the strong one.
Yeah, it's super strong. I mean, don't get me wrong. Super Metroid improved on a lot of the staples that Metroid 2 created. But Metroid 2 created them, even if a lot of people don't know it.
I mean, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it may have set up a bunch of staples, but you can trace the roots there. But I don't know. It's not a game that I'm not gonna hold up as like, oh, this is the flashpoint for the series. This is the point when Metroid got good or gooder. As like I said, there's a lot of rough ideas, but the ice beam is only useful in really one part of the game, and it's the first beam you get, and then you lose it and get it again.
Yeah,
It seems like really wonky progression to me.
it definitely is. I mean, as I've said, Metroid 2, not a perfect game. But it was a big part of my childhood.
Okay.
I'd still say it's a pretty good game.
It's
I
a very
tend to not look at games as like, oh hey, we have all these new games that are better in these ways, therefore this old game is worse than it was back then.
Oh, I'm not
I
saying
try to like evaluate the games by the design choices around the time it came out.
I'm saying it's not a fun game. That's the difference for me.
I enjoy a challenge sometimes.
Part of it was
I'm
just
surprised I didn't die to any of the Omega Metroids at the end.
Yep. Okay. All right, ready to move on?
Yeah, Super Matrid.
Super Matrid.
I've only played Super Matrid like once or twice.
I've never played it,
I know.
which means I will be tagging out for the next leg of the race. Gonna get a break from me for a little bit, at least in the confines of Metroid.
Would have
We're
been
gonna-
funny, just like start of Super Matrid, have
A
the
surprise.
person you're tagging in just be there. No mention of what happened to you.
Yeah. So basically, since I haven't played Super Metroid and it's a game that I know a lot, it's a very well received game. Clearly, you might have heard of it. Not sure. So I want to actually like just take my time and enjoy it. So I'll be taking out for one of our other friends, Marsh Valius. He hasn't been on our channel yet, has he?
I don't think he has.
He wasn't in Golf with
Because
Friends.
Losso's been in for Castle Crashers. P&D's been in for Castle Crashers and
Golf with Friends.
Smash. And well, Golf never made
Oh
it.
right, that's why. That's where
because
Marsh would
your
have been.
computer crashed and lost the footage.
Right. So he'll be a new face, and
New
he'll
voice.
be taking over for semantics. I'm not gonna just change a colloquialism for this medium. So
I
he'll be
will.
he'll be taking
I'm
over
thinking
for me.
about the viewers.
Good lord. So he'll be taking over for me. Hopefully the race will be more competitive, and in the meantime, we might get some bonus footage up from me if I decide to rope some other people into doing more recordings. Might do more Smash with P&D. Might do some stuff with Lasso.
There
Who
might be
knows?
some stuff with me as long as I don't have to edit it.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens in the coming weeks.
Yeah.
In the meantime,
Oh, there's one thing I
Yes.
wanted to ask you about.
okay.
Your thoughts on Omega Metroids and the Mother Metroid.
Jesus Christ. The Queen Metroid was a bitch. Literally, like,
Oh yeah.
that's a hard boss fight. And if you watch the footage, even though it's sped up a billion times, you can see how many times I've died in that fight.
I might have to cut out a lot of those deaths though.
Yeah, there's a lot of them. There's a lot of them. So, It was a pain in the ass fight. I actually had, you can tell at what points I actually stopped to look up how to beat her. And I'm like, and then you'll notice a distinct change in my strategy at that point. And then
Well,
you'll notice that I
I'd
died
like
a
to point
bunch.
out the file names because the viewers won't be able to see those.
Yes.
But I have them.
Okay.
So there's part 5, which is the part where both of us were playing.
Mm-hmm.
And then Jama has finale part 1, fuck this. And that is, I don't know how long that is,
It's around 25 minutes.
25 minutes. And then there's finale part 2, I hate you, which looks to be about hour and a half.
It is an hour and 25 minutes.
About an hour and a half.
Yeah.
So that's just a rough guideline of how much longer it took me to beat this game than it took Prof. Roughly 2 extra hours.
Well, I mean, you hadn't played the game before.
Beyond a certain point. But yes.
Oh, this should be 6, not 5, I think. Because I already have part 5 uploaded.
Yes, part 6 is
You
the finale.
misnamed your stuff.
Whoops.
Good job.
Yeah, it's part 6.
So,
Right, well,
with that, I think we are going to sign off here and
we'll be
just
back
bid
with
farewell to
me and
Metroid 2.
someone else for Super Matrid soon. Although, we might have to take a small break before continuing the Metroid race,
Right.
just for actually getting stuff recorded.
Yeah, no problem.
Recording with Marsh is going to take a bit more time.
Yep. So, we'll get the finale up. And then, who knows, depending on how schedules shake out. Could be Metroid following, or it could be more filler stuff with me. So,
Or something completely different.
yeah, there's that too. There's always a possibility with
Who
us.
knows?
But we'll see you on the other side.
See you, folks.